Broadcasting from Manhattan Beach and the World Wide Web, you're listening to CHSR, HealthyLife.net.
As a service to our listeners, this program is for general information and entertainment purposes only. CHSR HealthyLife.net does not recommend, endorse, or object to the views, products, or topics expressed or discussed by show hosts or their guests. We suggest you always consult with your own personal, medical, financial, or legal advisor.
We think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty. Welcome to RadioAMB, designed for those who want to live a long and vibrant life. I'm Patty Schmucker, a licensed cosmetologist who's been in the beauty industry for over 40 years. RadioAMB stands for American Made Beauty, and it's where we tell the secrets behind the making of health and beauty products. Our segment sponsor today is the American Influencer Awards. Influencers are playing a major role in connecting consumers to brands and giving consumers a way to speak with and to brands so that they're able to create products that truly address consumer needs. The American Influencers' second annual award show will be November 18th, 2018 in Los Angeles, and right now you can go to the website and nominate your favorite influencer for an award. Go to AIAawards.com and let us know who you love and love to follow. This provides a great benefit for the influencer and keeps beauty moving. You know, one of the things I appreciate about getting older is the joy of knowing that I have met and made lifelong connections with humans that have made footprints on my heart. While we don't have the opportunity to talk to each other often, when we do, it's as if time has not passed. My guest today is June Olson, who has just launched her newest entrepreneurial endeavor after a career with Aveda. I'm delighted to welcome her and share with you her history and some important lessons she's now sharing in her new business with salon owners to help them build their business. Welcome, June Olson. I'm delighted to have you with me.
Thank you, Patty.
So I know that a little bit of context in terms of where you started. You and I basically crossed paths at some point in which in our early careers at Aveda. But let's start at the beginning. What was some of the ways in which you sort of got into the beauty industry?
Oh boy. Well, first of all, I grew up in a little town in South Dakota, and so. And I was probably the most ambitious kid in town, and I honestly the loves of my what I really loved in high school. I loved band music. I loved chorus. I excelled at it, and I also loved journalism. And so in my junior year, I made a decision that I was going to go to college and was going to. College as we called it at that time, not the university, and I was going to major in one of those. My senior year, I decided that I was going to be a music major, and I went to Augustana, which is a small fine arts university. I went there and made my application and tried out for the band and made it, tried out for chorus and made it. And then about a week later, I sat down with my parents and said, I don't think I want to do that. I just really don't think I want to do that. And, of course, their faces, I love them dearly, and their little faces dropped. And I said, maybe I want to be a hairdresser. I'm not sure.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know. And of course, they didn't know. They were not sure what to say about that. And I said, I think that maybe I either want to be a hairdresser, maybe I'll just work someplace for a year, someplace, and decide what I want to do for school. But then I think I want to get married, too. I was 18 years old, and they were just, they loved Roger, but they were feeling, it was not, God bless them.
Right.
They handled it very well, but I know it was pretty tough for them.
Mm-hmm.
So Roger was still in the Army, coming home from Vietnam. I moved to Minneapolis. When he came home from the service, we got married 3 months before my 19th birthday, and I'm sure that there are a lot of people who thought, are you kidding me? This is not going to work out. Well, we will be celebrating 49 years this year, so it did work.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. So I worked at a hospital for a year. I decided that I did want to go to cosmetology school. And I was really fortunate in my choice. Weirdly, I chose the cosmetology school I went to based on the location and proximity to my home. I got really lucky, and I went to a school called Vera Duane's School. And interestingly, as we look at, moving forward and my connections that I made, Vera Slater, who owned that school, is the woman, the hairdresser, who brought Horst Rechelbacher to the United States to do work in the United States, and she's the person who was driving the car that he used to tell the story about getting in a car accident, having to stay in the U.S. to pay off his medical bills. So that was just kind of weird.
Well, and that's pretty phenomenal. I mean, that really was life altering because he was in a car accident, and as a result of that car accident, he had to stay here, and that's what began the whole Aveda saga.
I know, and talk about destiny.
Right, exactly. And so you were at that school, and were you at the school at the time that happened?
No, that had happened before I started in this school.
Okay.
That was the story I heard right away when I started.
Uh-huh. And so went to school, and was it instinctual? Did it feel natural to do hair?
Absolutely, I loved it. Mm-hmm. I loved it. I loved the people. I fell in love with my career, fell in love with the profession. I taught cosmetology for a few years for that school, and I loved teaching. Teaching taught me to communicate well. It taught me how people learn, the different ways that people learn, and definitely it served me well in my entire career. And I love being a stylist. I adored my guests. I cried when I changed what I was doing and I left the salon. I cried. I mean, it was just, because of course I thought that they wouldn't get along without me, and they did just fine. But it was me that struggled with leaving them.
Right. But you did, but it was a fast forward for you in terms of getting from school. You became an instructor and a stylist pretty quickly.
Right away. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And did that for 18 years. Was really involved in, like, president of the Minnesota Cosmetology Association. Really involved in everything I could be. Involved in competing, hairstyling, competing, and just in love with my career. Totally in love with it. And honestly, I had no idea where my career would lead me. I had no idea that 20, those 18 years would lead me to a 29-year journey with Horst and Aveda, for sure.
And so how did you meet Horst?
I actually was a Horst groupie.
Okay.
So I knew who he was, and I adored him. And when he did, whenever he was at a show, I went to that show. I went to his class. I sat in the front row because I thought he was an amazing hairdresser, which he was. And I was so intrigued because, of course, during that time he was promoting his Aveda line.
Uh-huh.
And we sold Aveda at the salon that I worked in. So I sold Aveda behind the chair. And so I would watch he and his sidekick, Shivna. And I always thought I was, kind of the adoring person in the audience, shaking my head yes, and, applauding and everything. So I was pretty smitten with the whole idea of Horst Rechelbacher, that's for sure.
And so, did you was the pathway into getting to Aveda fairly easy?
Well, what happened was I never thought I would work for Aveda.
Uh-huh.
I thought I would follow Horst around and sell the product in the salon. I was perfectly happy being a stylist. And I was doing a seminar for Rick Goldberg, who owned a distribution that eventually would be the Aveda distributor in 7 states.
Mm-hmm.
But he asked me to do a presentation for his stylist of salons that he worked with. And that was in 1988.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a presentation on, the value of doing an incredible consultation, what that looked like, teaching this group of people how to do a great consultation. And the whole objective was to do a consultation that was so good that a guest was delighted with their hair, and they did understand along with that they needed to use a professional product in order to maintain what we'd done.
Mm-hmm.
And the director of sales for Aveda North America was in my seminar.
Mm-hmm.
She came up to me afterwards and said, I loved what you did. Would you would you be interested in interviewing with Horst Rechelbacher for one of the 3 positions of Aveda Sales Director North America?
Right.
I looked at her like, I am dreaming this. This is not happening.
Right.
And I thought, well, sure, I'll interview. I don't know if that's, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it, but I'll interview. And so when I had, obviously the interview was set up, and when I went in for the interview, I had decided that, this really looked like a great opportunity. I loved the Aveda product line, and I had great faith that the company would grow. I had no idea that it would grow the way it did, but I did have great faith in that. So the interview, starstruck, of course, as I was. I went into the interview. I thought I looked really good. I was dressed well. My hair looked great. The color looked great. And Horst asked me a lot of questions. He was very friendly, very considerate, complimented me, remembered seeing me at shows. And when we finished the interview, I thought that I did really well, and I could tell it was wrapping up. And he said, well, I really appreciate your time, but you're not really what I had imagined in my mind, as far as the image that I would be hiring for this position. And so, I did not show it, but I felt really deflated, and I smiled, and I thanked him for his time, and I shook his hand. And I got up, and I took probably 5 steps toward the door, and I turned back around, and I walked back to the chair, and I sat down. And he looked at me, I'm sure he was like, okay, what's going on? And I just said to him, Horst, I just need to share something with you. Whatever room I'm in, I'm the hardest worker in the room. And if I'm passionate about something, that passion will catch on to every single person that I meet. And if you don't hire me, I believe that it could be the biggest mistake that you will ever make in your business. And yeah, I know. And he hired me. He said, okay, you got the job. Let's see how it goes. And yeah, it went really well.
And that was the first day of how many years?
The first of what? Sorry.
That was the first day of how many years did you end up having an Aveda career?
29 years.
29 years. And what courage to to stand up and say, hey, you've got to consider this. Where do you think that courage came from?
I don't even know if it was courage. I absolutely believed at that moment that was the truth. Mm-hmm. And it was very clear to me, and I wasn't nervous for going back and saying it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Who knows? Buying intervention, who knows?
Right. All right, so you started the career, and what was there some particular points that really resonate with you today as far as how this shaped your life?
Oh, absolutely. Horst was he was so brilliant. He was tough. He was a tough leader, but he also, led with a lot of love, and he was a great teacher. Through him, I really, really fell even more in love with Aveda. I developed a deep understanding and love for the environment and caring about the environment. And I met through him amazing salon trailblazers from all over the world, and I learned something from every single one of them. Mm-hmm. It was amazing. And one thing that Horst taught me that just sticks out of my mind and that I've used to this day is that he constantly used his company mission to decide for decisions he was going to make for his company. I remember sitting at a meeting where there was a product that we were talking about in the meeting with the marketing department and sales, and it was just about ready to go to market. And Horst went back to the mission, and he did not like one of the ingredients that's in it, and he scrapped the entire project.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that was an expensive thing to do, but it was an amazing decision to make on behalf of the company and the company's mission.
And I think that those are, the things that stand out for me as well. I remember one time watching him at the factory actually dumping a 50-gallon drum of Bulgarian rose water that had come in, or rose oil, and then this would have been thousands and thousands of dollars because it did not meet the chemical specifications as far as being toxin free. And he was just so angry, he just dumped the whole barrel.
I could picture that. I really can.
Yeah, absolutely. Why do you think, June, that like a moth, he attracted a certain type of person, but in particular, we met so many trailblazing salon owners, as you said. What was it about that culture and what was going on that attracted people that were really innovators at that point?
I think at that time, I mean, it was so new.
Mm-hmm.
It was really new. It was certainly innovative. I mean, honestly, the first beauty company that signed the Valdez Principles was it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he was an artist and so talented, I think was a big hook for people to, just want to see him and then be attracted to his product line. So there were a lot of things that fell into place beautifully for that company to grow and develop as it did.
And I think you said it too, that whole idea of he defined himself. He defined who he was and who the company was, and he was adamant about staying true to that definition and that purpose of what he was all about.
It never changed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so today, what do you think is the relevant salon knowledge that you've gained from 29 years of being with in that role?
Well, one of the things is that you know how you can be in a situation in a business and look at another business and think, oh my gosh, they've got it all together.
Mm-hmm.
I really learned
mm-hmm.
that there is no salon. I never met a salon. I've never gone into a salon that didn't have some challenges,
mm-hmm.
just like all businesses do.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized through that you know, every leader sometimes might need a coach or somebody to help identify challenges and possible solutions within their organization. I certainly learned that leadership is a balancing act, and with staff situations, I can't tell you the number of times that salon owners pulled me aside and said, you know, I don't even know what to do in this situation. And I think that happens across the board in any business.
Mm-hmm.
I met a lot of salon owners who were super talented, great people. Absolutely they had no ability to prioritize.
Mm-hmm.
And what I learned from that is that if you are a leader who can't prioritize, that is not a sustainable leadership model. You have got to learn to prioritize, because otherwise all of your time is going to be spent putting out fires without question.
Right.
And one other thing that I noticed that I think is typical of a lot of really good leaders, but it's a flaw, and that is having to make every business decision the final on it yourself,
mm-hmm.
instead of learning how to delegate and feeling comfortable delegating.
And that's a huge one.
Yeah, for sure. So those are some of the big ones.
And so how do you, when you encounter salon owners or business owners that haven't demonstrated that ability, what are some of the ways that you help them understand the value of being able to do that?
Well, what's interesting is I've never put myself in a situation, nor would I put a leader or a salon owner in a situation where I just say, you know, I can see that you don't delegate. I ask a lot of questions until they tell me they can't delegate.
Mm-hmm.
And so it usually is wrapped around they're too busy, they have too much to do, they have to make all these decisions, and then I start to ask questions with regard to decisions, and, you know, are they all decisions that you have to make? Well, yeah, I feel like I have to make every decision. I own the business. And then asking questions, let's just take a look. You know, take a second and write down all the decisions that you make in a week. And it's a long list.
Mm-hmm.
And so they take 5 or 10 minutes to do that. And I said, let's take a look at them. make a little check mark on the things that, honestly, somebody else could make the decision on.
Right.
And so, what we do is hone it down, and it becomes very obvious to the leader that, you know what, I'm holding on to some stuff I don't need to hold on to.
Yes.
And so it's a little more about that.
Right, right. And at this point, you've made a decision to go into, to leave Aveda and make some changes. Tell us in the last, we've only got about a minute or so left, but can you tell us quickly why you made that decision?
Well, I left Aveda on October 15th of last year, so 2017. I had a great ride, 29 years. I was 67 years old. I mean, I had all kinds of people like, oh, my gosh, aren't you going to retire? You and Roger should just relax. So I decided to leave the company, and I'm not sure what I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I knew that I would have another career because I've always wanted to have a second career, like if it's a retirement career. And so that's kind of what I decided to do. And it's been very, very interesting and super rewarding, and yeah.
It's a new chapter. It's a new chapter.
It is.
Okay, great. Well, we're gonna close out this segment, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about what the next chapter is for June Olson. So stay with us. We will be right back.
Over here. Here's a secret for a virus-free computer. ESET. They've been a pioneer in the antivirus industry for over 25 years. 25 years of innovative, top-rated antivirus protection. ESET's award-winning security solutions provide a safe online experience for over 100 million home and business computer owners. They are so affordable, fast, and simple to use. So be gone, you blue screen of death. ESET's on my computer. If it's not on yours, visit HealthyLife.net's advertiser page and click on ESET now.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
What does HealthyLife.net and Amazon.com have in common? Well, they're both available on the Internet. They both give great value. But most important, most of our positive program hosts and guests are accomplished authors, and their books are available from, you got it, Amazon.com. Now, it even gets better than that, because when you're listening on air to a HealthyLife.net host or guest, you can go directly to Amazon.com, and you can order your book while you're still listening to your favorite HealthyLife.net program. So when you hear an author you like, go to the homepage of HealthyLife.net and click on Amazon.com.
Where positive people and radio unite. HealthyLife.net.
Welcome back. You're listening to RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm Patty Schmucker, and I am here with June Olson, who has created June Olson's consulting business for helping salons really reach their fullest potential after 29 years of working for Aveda Corporation, an 18-year career working behind the chair and being a instructor in the professional beauty industry. So a long career in the beauty industry. June, what made you decide to go into consulting versus just taking it easy?
Well, I kind of thought about just doing the retirement thing, and my husband has been retired since he was 58. He's 72, so he's been retired a long time. You also need to understand that for 29 years of our lives, I traveled.
Uh-huh.
I traveled almost every week. And so we were used to a relationship and a marriage where, you know, we had 3 days without each other, and then we were excited to see each other, and then we were happy the other one left, and that's kind of how it worked.
Right.
And so we got, you know, I was home for about 3 weeks, and I just said, I think I'm going to have to do something. I really do think that I need I'm going to go with another career. And he said that he was really glad about that, and he said he was been a little concerned that I might end up, opening a minnow store or something, because we live on a lake in a resort community in central Minnesota, and there's not a lot of opportunities for me to go into a career where I'm working for someone else up here.
Right. That's
for sure. And we don't live in an area where you can retire and then shop at Nordstrom all day and then have a great lunch with your friends at a fine restaurant, because that is not where we live.
Uh-huh.
It's not like that. So I took time. I took a few weeks, and I took a look at, what things should I consider in deciding what I want to do next. And I kept coming up with how much I love the beauty business. And, why I would like to continue working within the beauty business instead of looking at going back to school, being an RN. I mean, I wouldn't be the oldest person to have done it.
Right.
But a part of it was just an amazing love for the business and not being quite ready to walk away from, those people that I admire so much for what they bring every single day to their guests.
Right. Well, that makes sense. And so tell us, what is the business today? What are you offering?
Well, I work with salon owners as a mentor and a coach, and sometimes as a person who holds them to the commitments that they've made. So there's that. I do seminars for salon teams. That involves meeting for 2 or 3 times with the owners of the organization, whether it be an Aveda Institute or an Aveda salon, and finding out what message do you want your team to have in this day. And so once we get that message, then what I do is I put together a presentation for them. I do an outline first, and then we go back and forth until they're 100% happy with what I have put together for them. And then I recreate all the slides and everything for the presentation and take over that entire day for their team. And then I've been working with a salon on a continual basis. An owner who's brand new was a stylist in the salon, so came into the business. And I'm working with her on several categories of her business, just in giving her guidance because she's brand new. So there's a lot of things that I can do.
And have you found that working with salon owners, are they comfortable with hiring a consultant and knowing how to really work with one?
Well, Patty, here's another point that I really looked at. In addition to my love for the business, I really kept coming back to the last 3 years that I worked with Aveda. The number of salon owners that would tell me that they had had somebody who reached out to them who was a consultant, a business consultant, who said that they thought that they could help with their business. And so they hired this particular person in this case, and they spent some time with them, sharing things about their business. And I said, so what result did you get? Like, what did the consultant do for you or bring back to you? And I was shocked at the number of times I heard, well, they kind of just regurgitated everything that I told them, and they put it in a spreadsheet and rearranged it. I mean, they got nothing. There was nothing that they got from it.
Right.
And so I looked at it and I thought, okay, so maybe this is a business consultant who doesn't understand our business, or maybe it's somebody who's just hanging their hat. I didn't know. I didn't know. But I was not comfortable with that, and it made me sad that people were experiencing that. And when I thought about business and I thought about being a consultant, and, I thought, well, business is business. I guess that any consultant could do, consulting in the beauty business. And this is my thought about that. yes, business is business, but honestly, in my opinion, the beauty business is so unique. The work that's done in salons is just so entwined with the guest's emotions and their self-image. And I can't really think about another business where it's that entwined. Because, if you get a haircut you don't like, then you got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it does affect your self-image. And that barely happens. But you get a haircut that you love and you feel like $1 million, and let me tell you, it changes your entire perspective on things.
Right.
So, it just taught me that perfecting critical technical excellence is so important, and it takes time, attention, and a good plan. And so I do that with salons. Soft skills. Salon, you can be as talented technically as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have the soft skills to communicate properly, do a proper consultation, really, really learn to listen, you will never be as successful as you could be. It's impossible, that's for sure.
And do you find that is particularly with the big variance of age between the newer people coming into the industry and the older people like ourselves who have been in the industry? We've never had this wide expanse of people. Do you think that that's playing a role in the whole soft skills issues?
I think that it may.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, when you just look at the difference in how, a millennial, for example, communicates with their friends compared to how somebody, well, not me, because I text, I do all the cool stuff, because
right.
I'm still young and cool. But,
we love that about you, June.
But in my own mind. But, yes, there is a big difference. And so, if that's not what you've grown up with, that kind of etiquette, that kind of, somebody teaching you about listening, somebody teaching you about, the soft skill of consulting with somebody so that they're really excited about the service you're providing, then somebody has to teach you that.
Right. Right.
Because you don't know that. That's not been your experience.
Yes, absolutely. All right, well, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about why salons fail. So don't go away. We will be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call EarthChannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
Hey, thanks for staying with us. This is Patty Schmucker, and I'm here with June Olson, who is just launching her new consulting business for salon owners. We've been talking a little bit about some of the things that she's already learned and observed working and coaching salon owners after 29 years of working with Aveda. June, tell us a little bit about some of the classic things that you see cause salons to fail.
All right, well, I mean, toward the top of the list, if not the top of the list, is location. I really can't even count the number of times that I had somebody who was really excited about opening a salon. They wanted to carry Aveda. They asked me to come and see their salon, you know, the location, the space that they had chosen. And I got there, and, you know, driving there, I kept thinking, you know, it's got to be this just, I think my GPS is taking me the wrong place because this cannot possibly be where we're at. And it was off the main area where everything's happening, where all the cars are going by. I have been to locations that were, you know, right next door to check cashing and across the street from rent your furniture and appliances. And, you know, that is not an ideal place.
Mm-hmm.
You always have to remember, where are your guests?
Mm-hmm.
You know, who are the guests you're looking for, and where are those guests? And unfortunately, something else that happened so many times was I was contacted, went to look at a location, and the first thing I said was, did you sign a lease? And they had already signed a lease.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
And it happened again and again and again. So the biggest advice I can give anyone listening who is considering going into a business, buying, you know, and renting a space, have somebody who knows about location look at the space with you before you sign a lease, and also have somebody who understands how to negotiate a lease to look at it with you.
Right.
Help you.
Absolutely. That makes sense. And it's in all businesses, location. It is the critical piece.
It is.
And so how about what are some of the other points that you think are important for new salon owners to be aware of?
Well, really, I mean, obviously a critical thing is cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
You have got to have access to cash. And you certainly have to, certainly you can go to a bank and get money. But in order to even get a loan, you have to show that you have some assets to use for collateral.
Mm-hmm.
And I have met a lot of salon owners who really are successful, who, you know, just really didn't have a lot, but they had a house, and they put that house down as collateral. And let me tell you, they were really committed to make that business work because they had put their largest financial asset on the line. But the more access you have for cash, the better off you are in getting the kind of loan, the type of loan, the interest you want. And if you don't have enough cash flow, don't open a salon until you have enough cash flow. I mean, underfunded businesses, and just like fund businesses like any other business, an underfunded business will be an absolute struggle to keep in business. You know, until people get to know who you are, what you do, until you gain a reputation, if you don't already have one and you've not started with a real solid foundation of the community knowing who you are and what you do, it takes, let's say, I would have enough funding for 3 to 5 years.
Right.
To make payroll, to pay every single expense if you're not making any money. because you probably won't be making any money.
Right. And so to be able to understand that, I mean, I think it's really critical when you talk about cash flow is really to understand what is the true cost of operating that business. Where does somebody go to be able to get that kind of information so they're not walking into a business blind?
Well, one of the best places is Aveda still has their business college, financial fitness. I know that's been updated. I mean, I'm not there anymore, but, that certainly I still hold that in high esteem as being a really, really great program. I think that you could meet with, I would recommend that if you know a salon owner who's successful, meet with them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great way.
Yeah, and what I see from, what I've seen from working with salons is, one of the other reasons that a salon the perception might be is that they're underfunded is because their payroll is too high. They started out by paying people more than they would have to, or their rent is too high. They did not negotiate a good lease. Their service pricing is not up to par. It's not as high as it should be.
Right.
And one of the things I see over and over and over that is such a temptation for a new business owner is running too many personal expenses through their business. They have 3 kids in college, and they lease 3 cars, and then one for them and one for their partner, and they got 5 leases.
Right. Right.
Well, there's your profit.
Yeah, it goes down the train. And you know what's interesting, and I know we have all sorts of different types of people that are listening to this, but the same things that you're talking about with regards to running a successful salon is true of running a successful beauty brand. And that is, you really need to understand what are the true costs of running that business, and talk with other people who are in the industry to make sure that your labor costs are not too high, that your cost of operating your business is in line. You talked about service pricing. I am working with a brand right now who has never gone out and done competitive analysis to understand if they're going to sell a 4-ounce bottle of cleanser for skincare in the marketplace, what should that price be? Because I've looked at everything else there on the market, and it's the same thing with pricing for your haircuts. You need to know what else is out there on the market, and then you're going to bounce it against your cost of goods, which is your overhead. And all of those are parts of really understanding the business before you get locked in.
I know. And the hardest thing when you're excited about opening a business, you just want to open a business. Then, you just want to open it. That's all. You want it to be pretty, and you want the furniture to be nice, and you've got it all in your mind. And there is so much homework that needs to be done to be successful in any business.
Yeah. And do you think that there is some specific leadership skills that are critical to the success of a business?
Absolutely. Nobody. Here's the thing. In 29 years, I've never had anybody say to me, I'm a terrible leader and I need help. Nobody says that. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, I'm going to be a bad leader today. I think everybody has in their mind that they're going to be a great leader. But you're not automatically a great leader. There are things we need to learn about leadership. And I would say that one of them is that you have to inspire your staff. The staff has to be inspired by you. They have to understand your mission and your vision. They have to believe in what you're doing. And I also find that people are pretty excited about hiring, and they tend to hire too fast and keep people too long.
That's such an important point. People who are continue to show up and collect a paycheck, but have basically quit on you is a classic one.
Absolutely.
June, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we'll continue this conversation about leadership and some of the things that really help to give people, whether it's a salon or any other type of business, the tools to be successful. So stay with us. We will be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
Oh, man, it never fails. My suitcase just got ripped apart.
Life is a journey. Make it a pleasant one. Use Samsonite. You know the name. For almost a century, Samsonite luggage has proved itself to be the worldwide leader in innovative travel solutions. Let it be yours. Visit HealthyLife.net's affiliate Samsonite on our homepage and click to look at the fine luggage from suitcases to golf travel bags. And don't forget, take a look at their travel accessories. Make life a journey, a pleasant one, with Samsonite.
HealthyLife.net, where positive overcomes negative.
You're listening to RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. This is Patty Schmucker, and I am here just delighted to have an opportunity to spend some time with my friend June Olson, who's just opened up a new consulting practice specifically designed to help salon owners be successful. June, tell us a little bit about leadership. We talked about some of that in this last segment, but what's the business pendulum?
Well, for me, I talk about the business pendulum all the time, and I know you know that, Patty. For me, I think of a business pendulum as this way. When I walk into any business, and not just a salon, but any business, because I'm so in tune to this, I picture that business as a pendulum, and so it just swings. Mm-hmm. And when I think of the culture of the business and what's happening within the business, I think of the pendulum swinging. And the balance that a leader is looking for is to keep the pendulum in one place and steady, instead of swinging to one side and then swinging back to the other side. Mm-hmm. And what I have found is the pendulum not staying in the center is more than likely caused by what the leadership is focused on. Mm-hmm. And I'll give you an example. You know, if you have a leader that is all of a sudden is really, really, really focused on increasing the guest count in the salon, or increasing more, or having more guests doing marketing to have more guests come into the organization, and having their team work on social media. So all of those things, you know, are kind of combined into one little ball, and that's everything that's talked about. It's everything that's focused on, and suddenly the pendulum moves that direction, and you could just almost picture all the employees running toward that side, mm-hmm. making the pendulum move. And then it stays there because that's what everybody's focused on, mm-hmm. until the owner of the business realizes, okay, this needs to be balanced, and then starts to, you know, add something else to that to start to balance it out. And I think that you know, imagining that, and something else to think about is the bigger your business gets, the harder. It's like moving a big ship, but I think of it as a pendulum. It goes, it's over to the left side, and you got a lot of people standing over there, you know, holding it in place, and that's what that looks like. So it is a balance to be a business owner, no question.
And in terms of being able to know where to be able to focus, we talked in the first segment about one of our great leaders, Horst Rechelbacher, had defined who he was, who Aveda was, and he had a mission and a vision and a value, and he just stuck to it. Tell us how you really drive the importance of that through to salon owners.
Well, we take a look at, one of the first things I like to see is what is the company's mission, and do they have a vision, and do they have values? And the importance of working with a new owner who's just creating that, the importance cannot be stressed enough, because once you create that, that is what you're building the intent of your business around. And so every business decision you make, whether it's a hiring decision, it's a letting somebody go decision, it's a adding another product line or adding something else into your business, growing, expanding your business, all of those decisions, before they're made, you should be considering at least the mission, if not also the vision and the values of your company. And that's your compass.
Right. Yeah, this is the compass. Absolutely.
That's how important it is.
And what's the big picture in leadership?
Well, interestingly enough, I have met some actually very, pretty successful business owners who really aren't sure what's going to happen in 10 years. They have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen in 5 years. They're very clear on what's going to happen in 2 years. And what can happen is it gets so involved, especially a smaller business where you don't have a lot of managers. You maybe have one manager and it's you running the show. You have what I'm sure that you've heard this terminology before, a bark mark. You get so close to the tree that you've got a mark on your forehead from leaning against it, and you can no longer see the forest. And so, a lot of people have what I call bark mark, and that is you're just so involved in the everyday little things that you forget to stand back or don't take time alone, time away, time by yourself or with whoever is running your business with you, to take a look at where you are going in a year. Where are you on track for?
Right.
Are you on track to get where you want to be, or are you going off track? What is the fastest, easiest, straightest, quickest way to get where you want to be in 5 years? But first you have to know what you want in 5 years.
Right. I love that, the bark mark, that impression, because you're so close to it, and being able to just take time to work on the business rather than in the business, and that's really one of the critical aspects of leadership, is that you are able to actually move the business forward. You talk a little bit about how great leaders view success and failure. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, I don't know that everybody will agree with this, but I absolutely believe from the bottom of my heart that really successful leaders, they credit their team with their successes. They absolutely, when somebody says, oh my gosh, you're so successful, you're doing so well, they inevitably say, you know what, it's not about me. It's about, I have got an amazing team.
Yes.
And when your team can hear you do that, and your team believes that you believe that, then you're going to have a team that not only is loyal to you, they will move heaven and earth to make sure that you will continue to be even more successful.
Right. It's such a great point.
It really is. And the other thing that I think great leaders do is they take responsibility for their failures. They're not finger pointers. I always say to salon owners, any business owner, that if something isn't going well, always think about this. It's not necessarily, this group of people doesn't get it. They don't get it. And always go first to go back to the training.
Right.
What have I taught them? What do they know? People walk in here only knowing what they know.
Right.
And everybody's making decisions based on the past that they've got.
Right. So, June,
we need to control where their decision making is coming from by showing them.
Right.
Instead of assuming.
Right. So, in this last minute, give us the GG June leadership advice.
Well, GG June, became a great grandparent this year.
Okay.
Olive. So here's some advice. The first would be that I absolutely believe that we are not born to be leaders. People may say I was born to be a leader, but I think that we learn to be leaders, and we have the heart to be a leader. If you are struggling, find another leader or a consultant or somebody to collaborate with. Sometimes we just need perspective. Make time to ask your team members for their opinions and listen to them. Mm-hmm. Listen to their feedback. And I think most of all is not just in business, but in life, we attract what we think about. Mm-hmm. Pay very, very close attention to your mind, to what you think about, because your thoughts become your reality.
That's right. That's right. June, it's so awesome to spend time with you. Thank you for taking the time to share what you're doing, and we wish you all of the best of success. And anybody that has a chance to reach out to June Olson, you can reach her, you can see her on her website. It's June Olson, O-L-S-O-N, right?
That's right.
.com. All right, June, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Patty. I appreciate it.
And join us next week as we bring to you another great show in which we will be talking about the new skincare brand that will be coming to market. So thanks for listening to RadioAMB, where we think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call earthchannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Obstacle racing. You know you want to try it. Well, try Reebok's Spartan Race, the global leader in obstacle racing. With 4 different race levels, their goal is to get you up off the couch and throw you into the mud and on the trails to give you the adrenaline rush of your life. Obstacle courses are designed to test your resilience, strength, stamina, quick decision-making skills, and give you the ability to laugh in the face of adversity. Visit HealthyLife.net advertiser page and click on Spartan Race.
HealthyLife.net, the positive radio network.